your mind's right, and let's have a great day. Here we go.
Now, it's time for the Pat Narduzzi Show. The Pat Narduzzi Show is presented by the Power of Bowser and brought to you by GBU Life, providing life insurance, annuities, and community service since 1892. The Pat Narduzzi Show is on the Panther Radio Network.
Live from the Hotel Indigo on Technology Drive next to the campus of the University of Pittsburgh. Welcome to the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power of Bowser. I'm Pat Bostic with Chris Pickle, 97. Head coach Pat Narduzzi. The Panthers are back in ACC action as they travel to Atlanta, Georgia to take on the 16th-ranked Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets on Saturday night, prime time from Bobby Dodd Stadium. It's Pitt, Georgia Tech. Coach, it's like playoff football now. It is one-game season, but you guys are back to conference play with everything to play for.
No question about it. I told our guys on Sunday and really Tuesday's team meeting that it's championship week. I mean, it's what we're playing for a championship. Georgia Tech's playing for a championship. They win, they clinch, a berth in the ACC championship game. We beat them. They're going to sit around and wait and see what happens because they got Georgia the next week. So this is their biggest game of the year. I'm sure they don't care if they win, against Georgia or not. I'm sure they want to beat them, but they're focused on us. We're focused on them, and it's a head-to-head ACC title.
Yeah, road game. Obviously, they're playing for a berth in the ACC championship game. It's senior day for them. It's a primetime game. I mean, this is what you work all off-season for, though, is to be in meaningful games like this in the month of November.
No doubt about it. I think our kids are excited. Obviously, we weren't excited about last weekend's results, but our kids played hard, and but this is what you play for with ACC championship.
Yeah, it's been a while since you guys have been on the other end of it. You guys won 5 straight, obviously, lost to a very good Notre Dame football team. Just what's been the response, from your guys? I know you watched the tape on Sunday. You focused on what you can do better,
yeah.
But do you feel almost like it's just a new season with back to conference play?
Yeah, I mean, obviously everybody hurts on Sunday. I think there was hurt on Monday. I mean, it takes 24, 48 hours just to wash it, and then when you start working on that next opponent, start to dig into that game plan is when our guys start to spruce up a little bit. So I think they understand what's important. I put our ACC championship in our team room every morning just for them to look at it because that's what we're playing for. They're sitting in a team meeting looking at that trophy, going, that's what we can do. We're there now.
You tend to always look at the glass half empty, right? Obviously, you don't want to lose a football game. No one wants to lose a game. There's a lot that could have been done better to go win the game. But leading up to it, building up to that opportunity, the environment Saturday at Acrisure Stadium, the crowd at game day. I mean, that was just a viewpoint for your football program that hasn't happened in 20 years.
No question. I think it's great for Pittsburgh and the university, obviously. Our kids didn't see it. I didn't see it. We don't really care. You guys see all that stuff. I got rushed in on a golf cart, jumped up there, got my deal done to get the hell out of there. Couldn't wait to get off that stage. But
you look pretty comfortable up there, though.
Yeah, I look real comfortable. Yeah. Shoot. It was comfortable waiting to get back in that golf cart.
I know.
But had to wait around a little bit. But, it was good. But you don't get to, it's different as in your spot, Mr. Radio, different for the fans. I mean, but again, that's all part of college football. That's what makes college football great. To have game day in Pittsburgh is a big event. And I think all our recruits loved it. I think anybody that watches Pitt football was like, wow, this is awesome.
Well, there are a lot of people that put a lot of work into it. Most importantly, your football team and program that got to that point with the opportunity to be on that stage, and now more meaningful games here moving forward as you get back into ACC play. Georgia Tech this week, and then Miami next week. It's conference play and the Yellow Jackets on the road. Got a big show tonight. And our player guest is brought to you by RE/MAX Select Realty. They're in the house tonight. Bringing us tonight's player guest, Braylon Lovelace from Leechburg, Pennsylvania, middle linebacker, Agent Zero. And RE/MAX Select's the official real estate company of Pitt Athletics. We look forward to talking to Braylon. And next, we have another very special guest, Robin Weber, Vice President of Community Relations at UPMC Children's Hospital Foundation. She'll be up here. Pitt football has done a lot of work with Children's Hospital over the years. Coach Narduzzi, you've been very supportive of those efforts. I'm very familiar with it as well. We look forward to talking to Robin. Next on the Pat Narduzzi Show, you're listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power of Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
The University of Pittsburgh is one of the nation's oldest institutions of higher education. The Hail to Pittsburgh program highlights the history, success, and goodwill of businesses rooted in Pittsburgh. Pitt Athletics would like to recognize a Hail to Pittsburgh corporate partner, J&A Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric. J&A has proudly served Pittsburgh since 1993 with an expert team delivering reliable work, trusted value, and lasting comfort. Thank you, J&A, for your support of Pitt, because together we hail to Pittsburgh.
When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies ask, what's your salary? At Northwestern Mutual, we ask, what's your story? We know building the right financial plan means looking at more than money. That's why we start by asking the right questions, listening to what matters most to you, then guiding you every step of the way to help you live the life you want. Plan your financial story with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Northwestern Mutual Pittsburgh today. Visit pittsburgh.nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
At PNC Bank, they pride themselves on being boring. For nearly 160 years, they've quietly toiled away to serve up brilliant results for their equally brilliant clients. As a proud sponsor of Pitt Athletics, PNC digs your passion for winning. That's why they have dedicated teams throughout Pittsburgh, all ready to do the boring work to help set you up for success. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association. Thinking about selling your home? With RE/MAX Select Realty, you're not just getting an agent, you're getting a powerhouse team backed by the #1 name in real estate. Our proven marketing, expert negotiators, and cutting-edge technology mean your home sells faster and for top dollar. Trust the brand with global reach and local expertise. When it comes to selling your biggest investment, don't settle. Select RE/MAX Select Realty, official real estate sponsor of Pitt Athletics.
We could tell you what makes Giant Eagle special, but we think our customers say it best.
I love the fresh produce. I love the fresh meat.
I'm pretty sure the fish guy knows me by now. We're buds.
I love to grill. That alone keeps me coming back.
The people that work here are so nice and so helpful.
Everybody loves the cakes from Giant Eagle.
On every shelf, in every department, we're always going for better because being your Giant Eagle matters.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
At the University of Pittsburgh, the gold standard is the championship level that Pitt Athletics programs strive to achieve. This season, Pitt Athletics is recognizing those businesses that support Pitt Athletics at the gold standard championship level. Pitt Athletics would like to recognize its 2025 gold standard corporate partners, Clearview Federal Credit Union and the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center. Thank you for supporting Pitt Athletics. Together, we go for gold.
It's the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power of Bowser, live from Hotel Indigo on Technology Drive, just off the Hot Metal Bridge here. Before you get to the south side, we're pleased to be joined on the Pat Narduzzi Show by Robin Weber, VP of Community Relations at UPMC Children's Hospital Foundation. Robin, thank you for being with us tonight as we approach Thanksgiving. We're thankful for all you guys do at Children's Hospital.
Thanks for having me. I'm so glad to be here.
Well, Coach, obviously your program.
We're going to talk ball with her? Or?
We're going to talk ball. Well, she's
great.
So she came in the suit. She's all dressed up. She's making us feel very dressed down, very professional. But I wouldn't expect anything less. Coach, I know community service is a big part of your program as we get into Thanksgiving. Obviously, those in need in our community here in Western Pennsylvania. Your program's all over the place. Children's Hospital has been a primary focus of yours, going back to Cal Adamitis with that those lovely locks that he cut off back in 2021.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We've got 4 program goals, and I just actually reminded our kids about it the other day because, talking championship week, talk about relationships, our players and coaches and relationships. To me, it's all about relationships. Talk about graduating, talk about winning, and then the 4th one is giving back. And we've, since I've been here, going, 11th season, we've talked about giving back. And I always talk to our players about how they can give back to the community. And again, it's giving of their time. And as a coach, we're going to give back. Coach Bates has done something. I give back to Children's Hospital, but like whatever we can do to help them financially. I don't expect our kids financially, although maybe nowadays we can, right? What the heck? Why not? But I saw, Braylon's got a hell of a truck out there right now. I was like, whoa, look at that thing. I said, that's nicer than your dad's.
We'll talk to him about that here in a little bit. His dad had played at Rutgers. We'll talk about that in a little bit when we have Braylon Lovelace. In fact, you mentioned Coach Bates, L.B. Foster, and Randy Bates, each donating $500 apiece, $1,000 total for every Pitt turnover this season. The turnover dunk, sponsored by LB Foster. It's $17,000 going to Children's Hospital this season, which is terrific. Dating back to 2021, I got this nugget from Celeste Welsh, who handles our community service, does a terrific job. She was in sports information, so this is a nice little marriage of her two careers. Pitt has given over Pitt football has accounted for over $250,000 worth of charitable support to Children's Hospital. How about that? And a round of applause for those efforts. Robin, speak about that partnership. It's been on public display, but I know there's more than meets the eye there.
Sure. It's been an incredible partnership. I mean, it was fun preparing for today and kind of taking a walk down memory lane about some of the activities we've been able to be a part of together. Coach really has been a leader in that space. It's been amazing to see, these young men come into the hospital, meet with patients, maybe spend some time leading the bingo that we do every day. But really, it's about so much more than football, and you get to see them in that element and interacting with the kids, and it's incredibly touching.
Yeah, it's touching. I have two boys that are 9 and 5, and I remember one of them was sick when they were like 1, and I had to take them into Children's in that beautiful facility over there just on top of the hill there in Lawrenceville, between Bloomfield and Lawrenceville. And I was, as a parent, I was nervous, I was upset, and then you realize what parents are dealing with, what families are dealing with, whose children have illnesses and are afflicted with things you wouldn't dream of. What kind of light does it bring to those young people when these players come in their jerseys and they visit with them?
It varies widely. We have kids at Children's Hospital from the tiniest babies in the NICU, and some of the guys have connected with that atmosphere, all the way up to, we serve kids up to 26. So, you can imagine somebody who's like in their teenage years and knows football and knows Pitt football and how thrilling that can be. But for some of the younger kids, they don't know. They're thrilled that somebody wants to come spend time, play some games, hang out, talk to the parents. So it really is nice to see the different ways that they interact.
Obviously players and raising money for sacks and turnovers are one thing. One thing I didn't think would correlate with charitable contributions to Children's Hospital was your golf game. Coach Narduzzi plays a little bit of golf and plays in the Peach Bowl.
Very little.
Peach Bowl Challenge every year down in the state of Georgia, actually, which the Panthers are headed to on Saturday. This year, you and Coach Neuheisel finished second. An Urban Meyer putt of 15 feet closed the door on him, but contributed as a result of those $22,500 in winnings. Coach, your golf game is even paying off for Children's now.
Neuheisel's a really good golfer, and we lost probably, on a few holes. It wasn't just the last hole.
Did you contribute?
Oh, yeah.
Made some putts?
Yeah, not as, we won the thing the 1 year now. That was a bigger purse that we brought home. But that whole golf outing is Gary Stokin, a Pittsburgh native, who runs that Peach Bowl Classic. He runs the Peach Bowl as well. He just actually is retiring. I think this is his last year. We'll have one of the playoff games at the Peach Bowl. And he's the one that runs that. And they do an incredible job of fundraising money. And again, the golf outing is, to fund coaches, across the country, their wishes, I guess.
Yeah, your charity of choice has been Children's Hospital, UPMC of Pittsburgh. And Robin, last one for you. Going into the Thanksgiving holiday, I know that's an important time. We're heading into the end of the year. I know fundraising is a big part of what you're doing right now, and Children's Hospital is a great place for people to support.
Absolutely. There's a lot of different ways for people to get involved. It's been really fun to see some of the creative fundraising ideas that some of the players have come up with on their own. There's a number of people who choose to start their own events and fundraisers on behalf of Children's. We have a virtual toy drive that takes place every year, so you can donate money and correlate that to various toys back to the kids at the hospital. There really is countless ways to give back. Our website is gifttochildrens.org. And if you don't mind, I just want to say to Coach Narduzzi how much we appreciate the leadership that he's put toward the Pitt football program and the charitable components of it. And I know it's not just Children's Hospital that benefits, because I know the players and I talk to others in the nonprofit community, and the time that they spend and the leadership that they show in taking that initiative and just becoming great citizens in addition to great athletes and students.
You're welcome, Robin. It really does. It's not just about our kids enjoy it as much as they do, and they get addicted to it. And when they're 40, 35 years old, they're going to continue to give back, because I think it's something that they've learned that makes them happy. And our kids go out and do things because it makes them happy. and they wouldn't do it if they were miserable doing it, but they find something that they really want to give back to in their time, and you know, like Eli Holstein has done a nice job with Julia and that entire family. Yes. I mean, Eli Holstein is incredible, and he's made her life.
He has. That friendship's been amazing to see blossom, and I know today through one of my staff that she was wanting to say hi to everybody here. So
we got to get her back down. If you see her tomorrow, tell her she's, Thanksgiving next week. Let's get her back down.
Bring her back to practice.
Great.
Robin, thank you so much for your time tonight, for all you do for Children's Hospital and to UPMC Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh, for all they bring to our region. It's such a great asset, and what it does for kids all around the country, all around the world that come to Pittsburgh to get treated for their various ailments. Coming up next on the Pat Narduzzi Show, tonight's player guest is linebacker Braylon Lovelace, brought to you by your hometown realtor, RE/MAX Select, the official real estate company of Pitt Athletics. And that's coming up next. You're listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power of Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
At L.B. Foster, we've been building America's infrastructure since 1902. We hold a market-leading reputation in the rail and infrastructure segments and embrace the digital era by anticipating the evolving needs of these markets. Our engineered solutions help to ensure safe and efficient rail transportation and public infrastructure for generations to come. Visit lbfoster.com to discover career opportunities and see how we innovate to solve global infrastructure challenges.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi from 93.7 The Fan for the Power of Bowser. This Thanksgiving season, Bowser Hyundai is serving up something even better than pumpkin pie. Unbeatable savings on the Hyundai Tucson. Right now at Bowser Hyundai, lease a 2026 Hyundai Tucson SE AWD for just $319 a month, or get 0% APR for 60 months. And don't forget, all new Hyundais come with Hyundai Assurance and are backed by America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So don't wait until the leftovers are gone. Head to Bowser Hyundai today. Tax, title, and fees not included. Dealer doc fee of $477 applies. 36 months, 10,000 miles per year. $29.99 total due at signing with credit approval and financing through HMFC. Offer ends December 1st. Bowser Hyundai, Route 51 South, on top of the hill.
We believe healthcare should treat the whole person and the whole community. At UPMC, we aim to do just that by partnering with organizations that help bring fresh and healthy food to the people who need it most. Because life-changing is caring for you before you ever walk in our doors. Learn more at upmc.com/community impact. UPMC. Life-changing medicine.
As on the football field, financial planning requires a comprehensive playbook to win the wealth management game. JKS Financial understands that your needs are unique and will provide the game plan to win your financial goals. Their wealth advisors use proven strategies with a focus on retirement distribution and will coach you through your journey to financial stability and peace of mind for the future. Visit jksfinancial.com.
Welcome to the Eliza Hot Metal Bistro and Hotel Indigo Pittsburgh, University, Oakland, host of the Pat Narduzzi Show. At Eliza Hot Metal Bistro, our chefs are true craftsmen, infusing every bite with passion and precision. Elevate your special event to new heights with our rooftop terrace, with over 2,600 square feet of flexible event space. And when it's time to relax after being minutes from the action, our well-appointed guest rooms provide the perfect sanctuary. The Eliza Hot Metal Bistro and Hotel Indigo Pittsburgh, University, Oakland, where every detail, every moment matters.
Back to the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power of Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Panthers send 4, and they hit him as he throws the ball, intercepted with that football. That is Braylon Lovelace inside the 25. The Panthers play takeaway on 2 straight West Virginia drives.
We are joined tonight by Braylon Lovelace, who is brought to you by RE/MAX Select. When it comes to selling your biggest investment, don't settle. Select the best. RE/MAX Select Realty, the official real estate partner of Pitt Athletics. We do have Agent Zero, number 0, Braylon Lovelace, junior middle linebacker from Leechburg, Pennsylvania, Leechburg High School. Number 0, we got to start there. We got 2 straight number 0s 2 weeks in a row. Des Reed, you're a little bit bigger than Des. But why the switch to 0 a couple years ago? 35 looked good on you.
I wasn't the biggest fan of 35. I just kind of walked.
Nobody
in.
wants a 30 number.
30 is not the best.
So 0 was the one you wanted?
Well, I was
you just wanted to stand out. Is that
I was trying to get a single digit, and then dude showed me the numbers, and 0 really stuck out to me. I looked at it while I was in high school too. I think John Patricia was in that.
John Patricia. Now you grew up a Pitt fan,
yes, sir.
right? Growing up in Leechburg.
Yep.
So you've worn all the different Pitt logos over the year. You had the block Pitt back in the day, probably, right? But you're wearing the script now for 3 years. Obviously you switched to middle linebacker this offseason. I'm going to get your thoughts on this next. What's the switch been like? We talked about it on the radio a couple weeks ago. Now that you've settled in to being in the middle.
I love it, to be honest. You get to control the field from where I'm at. It's a lot more like mentally demanding, which I think is a good side of the game. I like to just keep learning and things like that. It also is a lot more physical, which I think is something I got to keep bringing to my game, keep adding to my game. So I think it's good that I'm in there.
He played a lot of other positions. Obviously played star, played money last year. When you recruited him out of Leechburg High School, do you see a future middle linebacker?
I see anything. I think he can do anything. I mean, he's kind of like Servassier Dennis. I mean, if you go back to the North Carolina State game this year, he played back in his money position. So he's played all three. He's athletic enough to play all three. He's smart enough. Not everybody's smart enough to play the middle linebacker spot. So he can do it all. And, who knows what you're going to play next year. What do you think you're going to play next year?
Whatever you need me to do. I could do some safety.
You ain't doing no safety.
He just talked about being more physical, and now he wants to move back and play safety, which I know is a physical part of your defense. Everyone talked about the green dot, and they talked about the quarterback. Talked about coach-to-quarterback communication. You wear the green dot on defense. How much of a game changer has that been for you, and how different was it finally having that in your ear?
I think it makes the position a lot easier. Not having to look to the sideline as much. I could just keep my focus on the formation and things like that. I think that it helps a lot. Some certain things that maybe I missed or I can't see, in the formation, like running back alignments and things like that. I think it comes in handy, makes it a lot more easier to see what's going on.
How about the iPads too on the sideline? That has to. Has he ever come over to you with the iPad?
Yeah.
So
he comes.
You try to hide from him on the sideline a little bit, and the iPads have to be a game changer, especially with someone that's in charge of all the communication.
Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse. The blessing you get to see what's going on. You can fix your mistakes and everything.
Then you get to see your mistakes too.
Yeah,
in real
see
time.
Your mistakes. And you got a coach all in your ear, saying to fix it. So that's the curse part.
Get your shit right.
Yeah.
Coach, I want to ask you about formations. He mentioned formations. Do you have some formations to deal with this week?
We got a lot of formations to deal with, don't we? Mm-hmm. We've got a wall in our staff room, probably, as long as that wall right there, and it is full of formations. Usually it's about 3/4 full. Then you sometimes get the whole thing full. This was full, plus we had to turn around the corner, so we're all the way up to the TV. So it's as full as we've had. They got a bunch of different formations. They do a lot of different stuff. We're talking Georgia Tech here. And we got a few extra fronts in this week just because we have to have a couple different fronts in just to, really take care of some of it. So we got a little surprises, some stuff that we did back at Michigan State when we were there that that we've cooked up this week, which will be fun.
I'm sure it's a unique challenge playing Georgia Tech in terms of what they do. And Braylon, you're in the middle of that defense. You're set in the front. Obviously, they got Haynes King. They play +1 football, as they call it, with quarterback run. How much more in tune do you have to be with things, knowing that quarterback is their leading rusher?
I try not to really think about that stuff as much. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, football is football. He's a great football player. He's a great runner also. But you know what I'm saying? I think that we have a great defense to match up against that. I feel like we have a great run defense that can, put a stop to that.
How important is alignment against? I'm going to ask both you guys. Alignment against a team that moves and it gives you so many different personnel and formation variations.
It is very important because if you're not aligned right, you can get stuck behind the play, or you could be too far in front of it where you get sealed out and things like that. A lot of these motions, we got to make sure that we can be aligned perfectly to be able to stop the play.
Yeah, people would be amazed when he said it's everything. I mean, it's the game plan. If we can get lined up correctly, and I'm not just talking in an area, I'm talking exactly where we need to be. That is, probably the number one critical thing. But our guys do a great job, and they run a bunch of different motions, but we have the same rules that are pretty simple on how to get lined up.
When you talk about details and you say our details weren't good enough after a game, you're not just talking about fundamentals and technique. You're talking about maybe a foot in alignment, right?
sometimes a foot in alignment, but most of the time it's being, physical, at the point of attack and squeezing gaps, those types of things. Like Braylon mentioned earlier, those are some of the details. Sometimes I always say this, for a linebacker, he's got 3 ways to fill a gap: with his body, with that, the lineman's body or running back's body, fullback, tight end's body, or with your eyes. But you can't just, slip blocks all day. You have to. It's a physical game, and those are some of the details that I think sometimes get lost.
Game within the game. Last one for you in this segment, Brandon. We'll have more with Braylon Lovelace after this break. Best offense in the country statistically, total offense averaging 7.5 yards per play. But I want to remind folks that this Pitt defense isn't too shabby. Best defense, one of the best defenses in the ACC in scoring defense and rushing defense. It's good on good. How much of a challenge and how much pride do you take in going out and winning your one-on-one in this game and your unit winning their battle?
I think everybody takes big pride in that, because at the end of the day, if one of us loses our job, then that can be a big play or a splash play, things like that. I think that our defense just takes pride in everything that we do, because we're trying to show everybody in the country that we're a top defense and we're a top team, all in general, every single week.
Well, it'll be fun to watch. And a reminder, Braylon Lovelace is brought to you tonight by RE/MAX Select Realty, the official real estate partner of Pitt Athletics. More on the Pat Narduzzi Show after this break, presented by the Power of Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Hey, who's that girl helping you with your draft picks?
Oh, that's my Clearview expert, Jen. What do you always say, Jen?
Diversify your lineup, just like your investment portfolio.
Yes! She's a genius!
Financial advice is closer than you think. Clearview, clearly different.
Hey, Pitt fans. Delta Airlines is proud to fly the Pittsburgh Panthers and their fans across the country and around the globe. Delta Airlines offers nonstop service to 6 destinations from Pittsburgh. Whether traveling for business or pleasure, you'll enjoy Delta Airlines' award-winning customer service as we support you through your travel journey. Pitt Athletics and Delta Airlines, keep climbing.
At GBU Life, we specialize in life insurance and annuity products to help protect families and anchor retirements. But we do things a little differently. When you choose GBU Life, you become a member of an organization that supports you, your personal goals, and your community causes. Ready to be a member? Visit gbu.org. GBU Life is the marketing name for GBU Financial Life. Life insurance is underwritten and annuities are issued by GBU Financial Life, Pittsburgh, PA. GBU Life and its agents do not provide legal, tax, or financial advice. Please consult with your advisor.
No one gets you closer to the Pitt Panthers than the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Go inside the locker rooms, on the sidelines, and inside the game as we provide exclusive analysis, breaking news, and recruiting updates all season long. Have a question or want to comment on how Pitt's doing? Join a chat with a Post-Gazette reporter at postgazette.com/Pitt. From the football field to the volleyball court, the Post-Gazette has the best eyes and ears on all Pitt sports.
UPMC believes that not having a place to call home is as much of a health emergency as anything else. That's why we're working to increase access to affordable and stable housing across Pennsylvania by partnering with local organizations. Because life-changing is helping you before you ever walk in our doors. Learn more at upmc.com/community impact. UPMC. Life-changing medicine.
Welcome to the Eliza Hot Metal Bistro and Hotel Indigo Pittsburgh, University, Oakland. Host of the Pat Narduzzi Show. At Eliza Hot Metal Bistro, our chefs are true craftsmen, infusing every bite with passion and precision. Elevate your special event to new heights with our rooftop terrace, with over 2,600 square feet of flexible event space. And when it's time to relax after being minutes from the action, our well-appointed guest rooms provide the perfect sanctuary. The Eliza Hot Metal Bistro and Hotel Indigo Pittsburgh, University, Oakland, where every detail, every moment matters.
Hey, who's that girl helping you with your draft picks?
Oh, that's my Clearview expert, Jen. What do you always say, Jen?
Diversify your lineup, just like your investment portfolio.
Yes! She's a genius!
Financial advice is closer than you think. Clearview, clearly different.
Let's return to the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Play action fake. Intercepted for the score by Rasheem Biles. A pick six from 16 yards away. He just stepped into that pass intended in the left flat for a, who knows, was it K.K. Smith? Was it Pauling? Was it Micah Gilbert? He just Oh, what a play.
What a football play.
Rasheem Biles Jr. from Columbus to get the Panthers into the end zone.
What a big-time play by Rasheem Biles. Welcome back to the Pat Narduzzi Show. Powered by the power of Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network. Down here at Hotel Indigo, just off the Hot Metal Bridge. We got Braylon Lovelace. He's brought to you by Remax Select Realty, the Leechburg native, and what a play by your fellow Shark. I saw some other players on the field doing the Shark thing, but they don't deserve it. You guys deserve the Shark symbol in the right blue and gold, right? What a play by Rasheem.
Yeah, I mean, he's a ball player. You know, that's just what he does. He goes out there and makes plays. I don't expect nothing less.
You guys, that was the first time you guys had played together as a unit in a number of weeks. It was Kyle out and Rasheem was out. What did it feel like to have the band back together, if you will?
I mean, it was nice to have him back. You could tell when he's out there. There's different energy in the start of the game. Things like that. He just brings something to the game that I think we need every week.
Coach, I'm not going to ask you about your visit to visit young Braylon back at Leechburg High School, but I'm going to ask Braylon about being from Leechburg, and you played there. Obviously, you played for Leechburg High School. It took them to the playoffs for the first time since 1988. Your junior year, you guys went there again as a senior. First win in the playoffs since 1978. Your dad was a heck of a football player. How much pride do you take in representing Leechburg, not only then but now?
Then Leechburg was just like a little part. I never really realized how small of a town could really be something so big. And then as I got older, probably when you talked about my junior and senior season, then I started to realize people were flying back home for these playoff games to see the Leechburg Blue Devils win in the playoffs. That's something you don't really hear of in Leechburg. We were a losing team all the time. And then now that I'm here and I'm seeing how much love Leechburg shows for me, just carrying them with me all the time, everywhere I go, Leechburg's a part of my name. So it's honestly everything to me.
And he lives right down the street. He's a block away from the stadium. He can see the stadium from his backyard.
Oh, really? So growing up, you saw the lights.
Oh, yeah.
And your dad was a pretty good player back in the day, right? Played in Piscataway at Rutgers.
Yeah, not a good player. He's he's as good as me, but he was pretty good. He's somebody that I try to model after. Him being the Division I player out of Leechburg, and then as growing up, I always wanted to be the next. So to be able to follow in his footsteps always felt big to me.
That's it. His dad and him. That's it. Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first Division I player in a very long time from Leechburg High School, and I want to go over these stats right here. We're talking about your tackles, the pick sixes, but this is what impresses me: 4,170 rushing yards in your career, 29 total touchdowns as a senior. So when you get the ball in your hand, you go back to those days just weaving through traffic, and obviously your pick sixes wasn't quite as long as Kyle Lewis's or Heem's against Louisville, but you've got some running back in you.
I got a lot of running back in me.
But he's a little rusty.
He's a little rusty.
That interception against West Virginia should have cut to the right. He went to the left.
I was going to ask him.
His vision wasn't very. We may have to give him some practice.
I was going to ask him if he would give Kavir some lessons on returning picks, because obviously he hasn't gotten in the end zone against Stanford or Syracuse or last week against Notre Dame. Let's talk about your family, though. Your mom, your dad. You got two brothers and a sister. Where do you stack up in terms of age? Are you the young one?
Yeah, I'm the youngest.
Okay, so you took it on the chin growing up then.
all the time.
Still?
No, not as much.
You pull rank now that you're a big Pitt Panther wearing number 0. Pick sixes on TV. So you pull rank now. You've got the seniority in the house.
Not the seniority, but it helps a little bit in certain circumstances. But they still try to make sure it's known that I'm the youngest of them all.
Family's the most important thing, but who else would you thank, Braylon, for why you're here, where you're at today?
Just really everybody from Leechburg. Honestly, they're really. We had that My Why board in our facility, and they're really a part of that. I have my family up there, but Leechburg is also a part of that. So I would give my thanks to all of them, because I really, like I said earlier, I try to carry the town on my back. So everybody knows about Little Leechburg. And things that I want to show the kids from Leechburg that they can be where I'm at. Even though they're just at Leechburg, it's a small town, it's 1A ball and everything like that, they can still make it to where I'm at and be bigger than that.
Well, we wish you the best of luck, and best of luck this weekend against Georgia Tech. Give it up for Braylon Lovelace, our player guest tonight. Brought to us by RE/MAX Select. When it comes to selling your largest investment, don't settle. Select the best. RE/MAX Select Realty, the official real estate partner of Pitt Athletics. Coming up next, we get into Pitt, Georgia Tech with Coach Narduzzi. You're listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power of Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Hi, this is Bill Hillgrove. Life moves fast, but planning ahead doesn't have to be complicated.
Exactly, Bill. That's why NSS Life offers affordable life insurance and reliable annuities you can count on.
It's the peace of mind you've been looking for.
Because you're not just planning for tomorrow, you're building a future that lasts a lifetime.
NSS Life. Secure today, confident tomorrow.
NSS Life. When family matters.
Thinking about selling your home? With RE/MAX Select Realty, you're not just getting an agent, you're getting a powerhouse team backed by the #1 name in real estate. Our proven marketing, expert negotiators, and cutting-edge technology mean your home sells faster and for top dollar. Trust the brand with global reach and local expertise. When it comes to selling your biggest investment, don't settle. Select RE/MAX Select Realty, official real estate sponsor of Pitt Athletics. At PNC Bank, they pride themselves on being boring. For nearly 160 years, they've quietly toiled away to serve up brilliant results for their equally brilliant clients. As a proud sponsor of Pitt Athletics, PNC digs your passion for winning. That's why they have dedicated teams throughout Pittsburgh, all ready to do the boring work to help set you up for success. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association.
When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies ask, what's your salary? At Northwestern Mutual, we ask, what's your story? We know building the right financial plan means looking at more than money. That's why we start by asking the right questions, listening to what matters most to you, then guiding you every step of the way to help you live the life you want. Plan your financial story with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Northwestern Mutual Pittsburgh today. Visit pittsburgh.nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
The University of Pittsburgh is one of the nation's oldest institutions of higher education. The Hail to Pitt program highlights the history, success, and goodwill of businesses rooted in Pittsburgh. Pitt Athletics would like to recognize a Hail to Pittsburgh corporate partner, Bowser Automotive, a family-owned dealership offering new and used vehicles, expert service, and financing across top brands. Delivering trusted care, value, and a seamless car buying experience since 1983. Thank you, Bowser Automotive, for your support of Pitt, because together, we hail to Pittsburgh.
No one gets you closer to the Pitt Panthers than the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Go inside the locker rooms, on the sidelines, and inside the game as we provide exclusive analysis, breaking news, and recruiting updates all season long. Have a question or want to comment on how Pitt's doing? Join a chat with a Post-Gazette reporter at postgazette.com/Pitt. From the football field to the volleyball court, the Post-Gazette has the best eyes and ears on all Pitt sports.
It's the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power of Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Narduzzi Show from the Hotel Indigo here on Technology Drive, and it's presented by the Power of Bowser. Pitt, Georgia Tech this Saturday. Bobby Dodd Stadium at Hyundai Field, 7 o'clock kickoff, televised on ESPN, brought to you on the radio by the Pitt Panthers Radio Network. It's a big-time game, and here's what you need to know about Pitt, Georgia Tech, brought to you by PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. Brent Key, their head coach, took over actually in a game against the Pitt Panthers in 2022. I think you'd characterize this as a football team that embodies the personality of their head coach.
Yeah, Coach Key is a intense guy. Just from all my interactions with him, I love him. I think he's a tough dude. He's a former lineman. He takes pride in their offense. I think he's heavily involved in the offense just based on what they're doing now, what they were doing even back in 2000. The last time we played them, I guess, was at 2022.
Yeah.
Here at home, so. We went back and watched all that videotape as well, just to see, the similarities, how they attacked, our front, and he's done a heck of a job. I mean, he's probably going to be the coach of the year in the conference. I think he's done it. He's got a great quarterback, and it always starts with that guy. He's got an older, 6-year senior quarterback who is playing at a high level. He's stayed healthy all year, leading rusher, obviously leading passer. He is a football player.
Yeah, you say Brent Key obviously was an offensive line coach for a very long time, and it really has his imprint on that offense. Co-offensive coordinators, Buster Faulkner, Chris Winkie, the old quarterback way back in the day, obviously. It's the number one offense in terms of yards per game in the country, and they average 7.5 yards per play. They're excellent on third down, 52%. I would venture to say that's because they like to run the football.
They like to run the football, and again, it's going to be a lot of quarterback run. If it's a close game in the second half, or if they're behind, he'll carry it more. I mean, if it comes to a crunch point, he's carrying the ball. Period. It's going to be a quarterback counter, quarterback power. He will have the ball in his hand.
You say they run a lot of formations. Is it running the same plays a lot of different ways with a lot of window dressing and formations to get you off track?
Yes, yeah, it's a lot of the same plays, different personnel groupings, different formations, just all crazy formations. I mean, they're going to line up in a normal set, but the tailback, instead of lined up in the backfield, he'll be like 3 yards outside the backfield. So it looks like it's empty, but and then they'll come running in and run a counter play from way out there. It's like some. They're back to Georgia Tech, Paul Johnson days, just from a different spread set. I mean, they are running the ball as good as anybody in the country.
Yeah, this Georgia Tech team's 9-1, obviously at top of the ACC standings. Had a loss a couple weeks ago to NC State, and we'll talk about their defense, which they've struggled a little bit at times. But this offense has been high-powered. And to give Haynes King his flowers, I saw this stat about him. He's averaged 200 pass yards a game, 90 rush yards per game. There's been 4 quarterbacks that have done that in the past however many years. Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels, and Haynes King. He's playing at an incredibly high level, and I'd say more than anything, he's tough.
When you talk about a Heisman Trophy, okay, and I'm not just blowing smoke, when you talk about a Heisman Trophy candidate, not only can this guy run, make people miss, he's tough, he's physical. When you watch their passing game, they are getting major, big-time explosives. When you're averaging basically 250 rushing and 250 passing a game, you're averaging 500 yards of offense. He's not just doing it with his feet. This kid, I mean, he can throw the ball as well as anybody that I've seen that can run it like that. I mean, like this guy is special.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about him, and this is not to take away anything from him, when you think of Lamar Jackson, you think of 4.3 speed. When you think of Jalen Hurts, you think of the toughness, the physicality. When you think of Jaden Daniels, he could really spin it and throw it. This is a guy that he's not going to blow you away when you see him in person, but he's tough.
He is. He's 6'3".
He's big, but he's not.
And he can run.
He's not 240.
Yeah, but he can run.
He runs in between the tackles.
He can run, Pat. This dude's fast now. He gets around the corner, he can go.
Okay, well, you're obviously have a great deal of respect for him. How about the rest of their offensive personnel? What type of challenges do they present?
But they're fast at wideout. I mean, they've had these explosive passes. He could throw it. We just talked about how he's thrown it, but like these explosive passes, I think they got really good, fast receivers. They got a couple transferred from FIU, but their receivers are fast. We'll have our work cut out for them. There's a reason why there's a reason why they're number one in the country total offense. I don't remember the last time I think I played the number one team in the offense, or number one offense in the country was Urban Meyer when he was at Bowling Green, and I was at Northern Illinois. He was averaging exactly 250 rushing game passing, and that's been that long that you don't normally face a team, especially week 11 or week 14, whatever week it is. It's our 11th game, obviously, but he does a nice job. The receivers are fast. Their running backs are skilled, and they're getting out in routes. They're catching balls down the field. I mean, there's a lot of explosive passes as well.
And when you guys defend their offense, obviously you guys have some Georgia on your roster. I know Archie Collins spoke to the media this week. A little bit of a homecoming game. You had that in Florida. But what do you think it means to a guy like Rashad Battle? This is his last go-around to go home and have an opportunity to get a win in home.
Yeah, I mean, B.J. Williams, Lyndon Cooper, we got a lot of Georgia guys on our football team that are looking forward to going back home. They try to get tickets from everywhere they can to get everybody there. I mean, they're trying to scoop up tickets this week. So it'll be fun for a lot of those Georgia guys. But you know what? It's a championship game, so it's going to be fun for everybody.
Championship game this week, Pitt, Georgia Tech, 7 o'clock kickoff, prime time on ESPN. Georgia Tech vying for a spot in the ACC championship game. Pitt looking to keep its ACC championship hopes alive with a win down at Georgia Tech. Coming up next, we'll flip the script, take a look at that Georgia Tech defense. You're listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power of Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi from 93.7 The Fan for the Power of Bowser. This Thanksgiving season, Bowser Hyundai is serving up something even better than pumpkin pie. Unbeatable savings on the Hyundai Tucson. Right now at Bowser Hyundai, lease a 2026 Hyundai Tucson SE AWD for just $3.19 a month, or get 0% APR for 60 months. And don't forget, all new Hyundais come with Hyundai Assurance and are backed by America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So don't wait until the leftovers are gone. Head to Bowser Hyundai today. Tax, title, and fees not included. Dealer doc fee of $477 applies. 36 months, 10,000 miles per year. $29.99 total due at signing with credit approval and financing through HMFC. Offer ends December 1st. Bowser Hyundai, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
As on the football field, financial planning requires a comprehensive playbook to win the wealth management game. JKS Financial understands that your needs are unique and will provide the game plan to win your financial goals. Their wealth advisors use proven strategies with a focus on retirement distribution and will coach you through your journey to financial stability and peace of mind for the future. Visit jksfinancial.com.
At L.B. Foster Company, we've been leading in innovation for 120 years. We support the rail industry with technologies that keep things moving, monitor conditions, and enable safety. Our solutions enhance environments by helping to ensure that critical infrastructure remains sound and functional. By deploying advanced manufacturing technologies in a precast concrete building or a bridge, our goal is to improve the lives of those who rely on us. L.B. Foster. We innovate to solve global infrastructure challenges.
At the University of Pittsburgh, the gold standard is the championship level that Pitt athletics programs strive to achieve. This season, Pitt Athletics is recognizing those businesses that support Pitt Athletics at the gold standard championship level. Pitt Athletics would like to recognize its 2025 gold standard corporate partners, Clearview Federal Credit Union and the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center. Thank you for supporting Pitt Athletics. Together, we go for gold.
We could tell you what makes Giant Eagle special, but we think our customers say it best.
I love the fresh produce. I love the fresh meat.
I'm pretty sure the fish guy knows me by now. We're buds.
I love to grill. That alone keeps me coming back.
The people that work here are so nice and so helpful.
Everybody loves the cakes from Giant Eagle.
On every shelf, in every department, we're always going for better because being your Giant Eagle matters.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
Back to the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power of Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Play action fake, throws it over the middle, intercepted at the 38-yard line, running with the football to the 45. That is Baines Marquez to the 40, and inside the 35, still on his feet. He's weaving, he's zigging, he's zagging, and they get him close and down inside the 15-yard line.
Welcome back to the Pat Narduzzi Show. That was Kavir Baines Marquez with a huge pick against Notre Dame, set the Panthers up deep inside Notre Dame territory.
What you'd have scored.
Ultimately settled for a field goal, and we know that's not what you want. But Kavir has played at an incredibly high level for you, a guy who we've talked about before, transfer from UC Davis. You wouldn't even be able to point to that on a map, but he has brought a lot to your defense.
No doubt about it. He's a great kid. He's fun. That was a great pick. It's one of our pressure coverages that he read it the right way and broke on the ball and made a play. That was beautiful.
Number 23 will be a big part of what the Panthers do against Georgia Tech's offense. Here's what you need to know about Georgia Tech's defense, brought to you by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865. Coach, it's a defense, obviously, with defensive coordinator Blake Gideon. They've given up some yards. They've given up some points of late, but they've been pretty good in the red zone, pretty good on third down. What jumps out to you about their scheme on defense?
And again, they're 4 down. They play a lot of different coverages, so there's a lot. They're multiple coverage-wise, so our quarterbacks are going to have to do a great job at reading the coverage and knowing where to go with the ball. They got a really good pressure package, especially on third down and long, like we saw last week. So we have to, stay out of third down and long. And again, they're talented. They got skill. They haven't always played together and all been on the same page. There's been miscommunications. There's been some missed tackles, but they've gone live this week. So we've heard down in Atlanta that they've gone live. And when they say live, they didn't specify what, but I'm assuming because I've done a lot. We've gone live. If we don't play good on defense, I just tell Bates, let's go live. If we have a bad period, I'm like, next period, just go live. They'll figure it out real quick. We better play hard in practice. So That's, it's live against a scout team probably. I'm sure they didn't go live ones-on-ones because there's no way with that offense they're going to lose any weapons in practice.
That begs the question, obviously this late in the season, championship implications week after week. How is the balance between physicality in practice versus resting guys? And I mean, it's kind of darned if you do, darned if you don't, right?
No doubt about it. And again, I think our kids realize that you have to practice to maintain your edge to win games, especially in November. You can't just give up on practice. So, we're practicing hard. We're still thudding stuff up on defense. We're blocking and tackling. I say my prayers every morning and thank God after practice is over that we walk out. The first thing I walk off the field going, shoot, we didn't get anybody hurt today, because that's the main priority. But we have to get our work in, and it's a necessity. And and injuries happen, and we're banged up. It seems like Georgia Tech's not real banged up, so they got a healthy football team. I can't tell you that they've been rotating offensive linemen. It seems like their same 5 have been starting all year, which is a great job by them. I don't know how they do it. Maybe I'll get some tips.
The third phase played a big role in last week's game against Notre Dame. This looks to be a special teams unit for Georgia Tech. Kickers made a high percentage. Punters doing a nice job, and they've got dangerous return men.
They do. They got a good scheme. So it'll be another challenge, like every week is. We got to win. All 3 phases. I mean, that's, to win this football game on the road against a 9-1 football team, we're going to have to win all 3 phases to come out of Atlanta with a W.
Talk about this stuff with a bye week, but when you get into games that means something, and no one can avoid it, right? You know that this is the last 2 games of the year. This is the penultimate game, and you're in the hunt, right? You got something to play for. You guys talked about that in the moments right after the loss to Notre Dame. How do you avoid not trying too hard, but overanalyzing, trying too hard to scheme and versus just doing what you do and doing it well?
We try not to overanalyze, all the time for every game. I mean, you just got to go out and play. You got to play your best, and we got to go out and make plays. We got to win, one play at a time. And I don't think our kids overanalyzed last week, and I don't think we'll do it this week either.
Well, Coach, we will wrap the show up after this. You're listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
At GBU Life, we specialize in life insurance and annuity products to help protect families and anchor retirements. But we do things a little differently. When you choose GBU Life, you become a member of an organization that supports you, your personal goals, and your community causes. Ready to be a member? Visit GBU.org. GBU Life is the marketing name for GBU Financial Life. Life insurance is underwritten and annuities are issued by GBU Financial Life, Pittsburgh, PA. GBU Life and its agents do not provide legal, tax, or financial advice. Please consult with your advisor.
Hey Pitt fans, Delta Airlines is proud to fly the Pittsburgh Panthers and their fans across the country and around the globe. Delta Airlines offers nonstop service to 6 destinations from Pittsburgh. Whether traveling for business or pleasure, you'll enjoy Delta Airlines' award-winning customer service as we support you through your travel journey. Pitt Athletics and Delta Airlines, keep climbing.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi from 93.7 The Fan for the Power of Bowser. This Thanksgiving season, Bowser Hyundai is serving up something even better than pumpkin pie. Unbeatable savings on the Hyundai Tucson. Right now at Bowser Hyundai, lease a 2026 Hyundai Tucson SE AWD for just $319 a month, or get 0% APR for 60 months. And don't forget, all new Hyundais come with Hyundai Assurance and are backed by America's Best Warranty, 10 years, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So don't wait until the leftovers are gone. Head to Bowser Hyundai today. Tax, title, and fees not included. Dealer doc fee of $477 applies. 36 months, 10,000 miles per year. $29.99 total due at signing with credit approval and financing through HMFC. Offer ends December 1st.
That's the power of Bowser.
Bowser Hyundai, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
Thinking about selling your home? With RE/MAX Select Realty, you're not just getting an agent, you're getting a powerhouse team backed by the #1 name in real estate. Our proven marketing, expert negotiators, and cutting-edge technology mean your home sells faster and for top dollar. Trust the brand with global reach and local expertise. When it comes to selling your biggest investment, don't settle. Select RE/MAX Select Realty, official real estate sponsor of Pitt Athletics.
Hi, this is Bill Hillgrove. Life moves fast, but planning ahead doesn't have to be complicated.
Exactly, Bill. That's why NSS Life offers affordable life insurance and reliable annuities you can count on.
It's the peace of mind you've been looking for.
Because you're not just planning for tomorrow, you're building a future that lasts a lifetime.
NSS Life. Secure today, confident tomorrow.
NSS Life, where family matters.
Let's return to the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Wrapping things up on the Pat Narduzzi Show from Hotel Indigo here on Technology Drive. Got our friends from RE/MAX Select Realty. We thank, obviously, Robin from Children's Hospital Foundation here at UPMC in Pittsburgh for being here tonight. Got the Hubers back there. They're loyal listeners. And we know Title Man, he can't call into this show, but he would if he could. I promise you that.
We got Donna Samp here.
Donna Samp's here, so everyone's comfortable with Donna Samp here. Dr. Gratisak's here. Where'd Dr. Duca go? He had to leave. He had other engagements. We've got a great crowd here at Hotel Indigo as Pitt gets ready to travel to Atlanta. Back on the road, conference play. And, Coach, it's a championship game for Georgia Tech. Senior day. Going to be a heck of an environment at Bobby Dodd Stadium. I didn't realize this till today. They've won their last 10 home games, and I think are 13-2 over the last 2 seasons under Brent Key. Heck of a challenge, heck of an environment.
No doubt. It's going to be a great environment. That night, they will have that place going. They'll have some stuff pumped in. It's been so long since we've been down there, and we went down there for 3 years in a row and beat them. So it's been so long. I'm kind of, wishing I remembered what it was. Every other year you kind of remember, but it'll probably be the loudest atmosphere we've spent down in Georgia. We've worked the noise, and we should be ready for that.
Yeah, if you haven't been down there, it's a cool venue, about 51,000. You can see the city skyline, similar to what you can see in Pittsburgh. It's about as close a stadium to a city as you'll find in the ACC, based on what I can remember. Maybe Louisville would be the only other one, but an old stadium that they kind of redone inside, and they'll certainly have that place rocking. Be Haynes King's final home game as a Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket. And, Coach, I would imagine he's priority one for you guys, is trying to slow number 10 down and keep him contained.
He is. They got enough weapons everywhere else, but, he's throwing it and he's running it. And, those tailbacks are good, too. You can't forget about them. And, again, we expect to see a heavy dose of the running backs and the quarterback.
Coach, your offense this year, obviously you guys have had a lot of injuries. You've had injuries to the left side of your offensive line throughout the course of the year. Good to see Jeff Percy back in some limited reps. Your offense has been high sometimes, but after a rough performance, they've almost always bounced back. How do you feel about their preparation this week? Mason Heinschel coming off of a difficult day at the office against Notre Dame and getting geared up for this opportunity this Saturday.
You're right. They compete. They know, when they have a down game, they have bounced back and played well, so we're hoping that happens again this week. But, they've done a great job preparing this week. I'm excited to watch them. I'm always excited to watch our offense. I think they're exciting. Like I said, Notre Dame had one heck of a defense, and we got stuck in some third down and longs, 18 of them to be exact, and wasn't any fun.
Coach, taking your team on the road, championship environment, managing emotions, how important. Well, you guys have done it before, but it's different in November. How do you manage emotions? Just treat it the same?
Yeah, well, the big thing is we played these games to get to a championship. We've won those to get to championship games. It's something new for them, so that'll be, the pressure's on them. We get to go play.
Go play. Coach, best of luck on the road against the Ramblin' Wreck.
Thanks, Pale.
Give it up for Coach Pat Narduzzi. That was the Pat Narduzzi Show. Thanks to our executive producer, PJ Kamancic. Tom Catanzarite T-Bird here at the Hotel Indigo. Charles Borges back at Master Control in Foster Plaza. Thanks to Director of Football Communications, Mike Andarella, Don Pasquale. Allison Rubin, who gives everyone homework here at the show and keeps everyone under control. Mike Meyer from JMI back there for all they do. And we appreciate you guys making this happen here at Hotel Indigo. We'll see you next week for Thanksgiving and a big game at Acrisure after a big road win. Hail to Pitt.
This Odyssey Sports broadcast has been brought to you by Geico. Switch and save. Get more with Geico.